Hi everyone. Okay, this is my first video like this, so this one might be a little choppy, but hopefully it's okay. So I just want to do a reminder problem of the transformations from what we did. So really what these 2 weeks are going to look like is we're going to be reminding ourselves of some things that we've done, and then we're going to be doing some not a little bit. This might help if anyone is interested in retaking when we get back or that sort of thing. These are some of those tools that will help you get ready for that. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the picture-in-picture because you don't need to see me while I'm doing this. But we're going to write the equation for this graph. Now, my graph is super not great, but oh well, okay. I didn't draw it, it's definitely one of the more challenging ones. Okay, it happens. Okay, so remember what we want to do when we're looking at a graph like this is we always want to remind ourselves of how do we get back home. So use a different color pen. I want to remind you that our point of back home is that 0, 0, and then we think of our graph going through 1, 1, and negative 1, 1. And that's kind of our basic parabola. So we're going to try and get back there, okay? So I'm just going to see if I can get rid of, hopefully the focusing cools down. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my original transformation vector, x, y. And then I'm going to think about what was my translation. So remember, my translation is just my movement. So I'm going to move back. I'm going to take this point and I'm going to say, how do I get back home? So I'm going to get back home by adding 2 to my x and by subtracting 1 to my y. Okay, and then now I'm going to keep building from this. So it's like a puzzle. I'm adding on to it. My next piece is going to be my reflection. Okay, and remember, we deal with our reflection by just looking at the graph, and what we see is this is an upside down parabola, and so what we're going to have is a negative y. So we keep our x the same, but now we have our negative y. Okay, remember, we do it to the entire graph right here, or the entire parenthesis. Okay, last is our stretch, which typically was the hardest piece for us. So if we think about our stretch and what we're going to do with this, what we're going to start with is we're going to think about normally we have, so just kind of off to the side, normally our graph goes over 1, up 1, right? Over 1, up 1. Now, obviously this is upside down, but we're still thinking about over and up or down. This graph, however, goes over 2. Ooh, okay, now we're dealing with 2. So we're not dealing with the 1 because I don't know what that is actually. So if we go over 2, let's change these numbers. Well, normally in our parabola, if we went over 2, 2 squared is 4. Okay, so we changed the game a little bit. So now we're going to think about this as, oops, don't need that. We're going to think about, okay, how did this move? This went over 2. It went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I'm still going to think of it as up because it doesn't really matter. We've already dealt with the upside down right here. So now if I think about this, okay, so I've got to get back home. So I'm going from here to here. Well, that one we maintained the same. How do I get, though, from 12 to 4? Well, the only thing I can do that's multiplication or division, remember stretches are always multiplication or division, is I can divide by 3, right? So I'm going to add that on. And what did I do it to? I did it to my y. So x plus 2, didn't change that. And then I took this and I divided by 3. So if I divided by 3, I go negative y minus 1 divided by 3, okay? And
I'm not having things making sense.
okay, just hold on a minute. I think Callie needs some math help. Let me finish this problem with my students, okay? Okay, so now I've got this, and I don't like this. This is clunky. Parentheses, what do? Oh no. So I'm going to rewrite it. And I have negative 1/3 y minus 1. Again, thinking about ways that makes this easier. Okay, we've got all the pieces. Now we have to build our function. So remember, our parent function is y equals x squared. All of this goes in for x. All of this goes in for y. So negative 1/3 y minus 1 equals x plus 2 squared. Now I can rearrange that. This by the way, great. Okay, but I can rearrange this, which is really I want to start moving to. And so here I'm gonna, to get rid of this negative 1/3, I'm gonna multiply both sides by negative 3. And then I get y minus 1 equals x2 squared minus 3 times minus 3. That's ugly. And then I'm going to add 1 to both sides. And I get y equals negative 3 x plus 2 squared plus 1. Which, if we then graph that on Desmos, it's exactly what we need. Okay? Okay, I hope that helped. Let me know if you need help. Oh, there's Callie's hand. Here, you want to say hi, Cal? Okay, here, say hi. This is Callie. That's my daughter, Callie. Okay, say goodbye, Cal.